Hello, my people. Good day to you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time zone you're listening to this, thank you for tuning in every single day to listen to me on Daily Mind Shift. My name is Michael Ojola from Mindset Transformation Africa, and in today's episode, I want to talk about access and the price that is associated with that. Let me anchor today's episode on this statement. You are allowed to change the price of what it costs to access you. You are allowed to change the price of what it costs to access you. See, let me repeat it because I need it to sink in. You are allowed to change the price of what it costs to access you. You are not a fixed rate service. You are not bound by some invisible contract that says once I give you access to me, I can never renegotiate it. No. You, my friend, you are a dynamic, ever-evolving individual. And what you offer to the world, your time, your energy, your wisdom has value. The question now is, are you charging enough for it? Are you charging enough for it? Do you even know what you are worth? I think that's the first question I need you to ask yourself. Do you even know what you're worth? Now, I'm not talking about money here. At least not entirely. Money is part of it, but I'm talking about value. What do you bring to the table in your life, in your relationships, in your workplace, in your community? How much energy, how much love, how much effort do you pour into other people? If you're listening to this right now, I'd bet that you are the type of person who gives and gives and gives. And don't get me wrong, giving is a beautiful thing, but giving without boundaries, that is dangerous. Because here's the hard truth I want you to take away. If you don't value yourself, nobody else will. If you don't value yourself, nobody else will. Nobody else will value you. Okay, so let me ask you again. Have you ever stopped to wonder why we make ourselves so accessible? Why we let people into our lives who take without giving? Why we say yes when we really want to say no? Here are some few reasons that I believe we do that. Number one is the fear of rejection. We're scared. Deep down, many of us are afraid that if we set boundaries, people will leave us. We worry that they will think we are selfish, we are unkind, we want to be in their good book. Also, we have a desire to be liked by people. Let's be honest. Most of us want to be liked by people. We want to be seen as generous. We want to be seen as kind-hearted. We want to be seen as good people. We want to be seen as easygoing. But sometimes in our quest to be liked, we forget to like ourselves. And most of us have low self-esteem, low self-worth. When you don't believe you are worth much, you will let other people treat you like you are worth even less. You will settle for crumbs. You will settle for less because you think that is all you deserve. And sometimes it's just habitual. For some of us, it is simply habitual. We've always said yes. To projects, to people, we've always said yes. We've always overextended ourselves. And changing that feels like swimming against the tide. But let me tell you something. Just because you've always done something a certain way doesn't mean you have to keep doing it. You need to learn how to redefine your worth. That is what I want you to shift your mind. That is how I want you to start this mindset shift today. You are allowed, no, you are entitled to redefine your worth at any point in your life. Let me repeat that so that it's sinking. You are entitled to redefine your worth at any point in your life. Think about it like this. Imagine you are a small business owner. When you first start out, you might charge a low price for your product or service because you are trying to build a client base. But as your business grows, as your skills improve, as demand increases, you raise your prices. That is normal, right? Well, guess what? You are the business owner of your life. And if you don't, if you've been giving away premium service at a discounted price, premium services of you at discounted prices, I think it's time for you to adjust. There is a cost that should be associated with accessing you. What does it mean to change the price of what it costs to access you? It means you reassess the energy, the time, the attention you give to other people and making that adjustment where necessary. It means you set boundaries that protect your peace and your overall well-being. It means you say, I am no longer available for this type of talk, for this type of conversations, for this type of dynamics. This particular behavior, I'm no longer available for them. This level of access, you don't have it anymore. And there's a way to do that, all right? The first thing I want you to do is to reevaluate your relationships. Look at the people in your life. Are they lifting you up? Or are they dragging you down? When you guys have a communication, are they talking down on people or talking down on you or talking down on your dreams or whatever? Whenever you guys exchange value, it's always high up. Are they adding value to you or just taking away from you? See, it's okay to outgrow people. Let me repeat that so that you understand it better. It is okay to outgrow people. It is okay to distance yourself from relationships that no longer serve you or serve your ultimate purpose. You need to also set boundaries for yourself. Boundaries are not walls. They are not walls. They are not shutting people out. That's not what I'm saying. You are not trying to shut people out. You are just defining what you will and will not tolerate. Whenever people are in your space, you are defining what you will tolerate and what you won't tolerate. See, boundaries are a way of saying, I respect myself enough to protect my energy. So stop overcommitting. That's another way for you to set this standard for you to increase the price of access to you. You stop overcommitting. You don't have to say yes to every request. You don't have to say yes to every invitation. You don't have to say yes to every opportunity. Your time is precious. You need to guard it fiercely. Your time is precious. Also, you demand reciprocity. See, you have to make a demand sometimes. Relationships, whether they are personal or professional relationships, should be a two-way street. If you are always the one giving, it is time to step back and ask yourself, why? See, you will always have a pushback. Not everyone will like the new you. You must expect that. You must plan for that. When you start raising your price, when you start setting boundaries, when you start demanding respect, some people will resist it. They will call you selfish, ungrateful. They will call you difficult, not nice. Oh, they've called me a lot worse. And you know why? Because they were benefiting from the old you. They were comfortable with the version of you that gave and gave without asking for anything in return. But here's the thing. That is not your problem. All right, that is not your fucking problem. You cannot control how other people respond to your growth. All you can do is stay true to yourself and trust that people who truly value you will respect the changes that you are making. Why does this matter? See, why is it important for you to reassess what it costs to access you? Because if you don't, you will burn out. You will wake up one day and realize that you've spent your entire life pouring and pouring into other people while neglecting yourself. You will feel empty, you will feel resentful, you will feel totally unfulfilled. But when you take control of your energy, when you decide who gets access to you and on what terms, you reclaim your power. You start living intentionally. You become the author of your own story instead of letting other people dictate your narrative. So these are the practical steps that I want you to take today. Number one, start taking inventory of your life. Make a list of all the ways you've been giving your time, energy, and attention away. Be honest with yourself about what is draining you and what is fulfilling you. Also, you identify your non-negotiables. What are the things you absolutely need to protect your peace and your well-being? What are the things you absolutely need to protect your peace and your well-being? Maybe it's time alone, maybe it's a certain amount of sleep, or maybe it's a time for hobbies and self-care. Note them down. Also, communicate your boundaries clearly. When you set boundaries, be clear, be direct. All right, you don't owe anybody a lengthy explanation, but you do owe it to yourself to be firm. All right. Also, practice saying no. Saying no gets easier with practice. Start small. Decline a minor request or set a small boundary. Over time, you will build the confidence to tackle bigger challenges. And finally, you honor your boundaries. Setting boundaries is one thing. Enforcing them is another. So you need to stand firm. even when it is absolutely uncomfortable. See, you are not a doormat. You are not a vending machine. You are not here to be all things to all people. You are a person with value, and it is time to start acting like it. Here's my challenge to you. Take a hard look at your life and ask yourself, am I charging enough for what it costs to access me? If the answer is no,